Hey, hey, friends. Happy Tuesday. So excited to be here with you today. I am Suzette Solares, for those that don't know me. And I have my co host here with me, Stacy. Stacy, say hi.
Hello.
So excited to have you here with me. All right. So tonight we're going to go ahead and share a little bit about coaching, and it's going to be kind of like a glimpse. And so what we're going to do is we're going to briefly just share our story. We're going to go ahead and share information, details, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen actually right now because we have a presentation for you. So we'll get started now. All right. So this is our coaching sneak peek. And this is just a quick little picture that we put up basically to show you more or less what our team looked like last year. It's grown by far. There's many people that are not even in this picture because this was a leadership retreat in Orlando. But it's to show you that, like, for me, this picture just speaks sisterhood. And we're going to get more into that. But we want to first welcome everyone tonight to being here with us, to our glimpse into coaching. And I'd love it if in the chat you would feel comfortable with sharing what is it that you're most interested in learning about this opportunity. At the same time, feel free to introduce yourself because we're going to introduce ourselves. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. If you're on a wellness journey, who it is that you live with, what do you do for a living, and any fun fact that you want to share. And like I said, if you have any questions at all, please ask in the chat and we'll make sure to answer them before the end of the call. And we're going to try to keep it short and sweet. In under 30 minutes is the goal. So I'm going to go right in. Again, my name is Suzette Solares. For those that don't know me, I am a wife, I'm a mom to two boys, I'm a substitute teacher, and I'm also a full time coach. And I got into Beachbody, which is the company that we partner with, because 5 years ago I felt very overweight, very sluggish, and I was very depressed. I didn't have a lot of energy. I was unhappy with my nutritional choices, unhappy with my body, and I just knew that I needed a change. And so, if I were to go back a little bit into my childhood, I would tell you that I was, a girl who was into ballet, was always a dancer, was very aware of what my body looked like. But as I got older, my body started to change. But unfortunately, in the dancing world, I saw a lot of things, and, I was almost like presented with ways to try to like stay skinny because it was like the thing to do. And so I ran into, starvation diets and pills, acupuncture. I remember taking just like things that weren't healthy for me, like crash diets. I remember also just, doing things that it wasn't just, helping my relationship with my food in any way whatsoever. I remember binging. I remember doing a cookie diet. I mean, I did so many things that I knew were not healthy for me. With all that being said, I went into high school. I even started teaching ballet, and then I became a Miami Dolphins cheerleader. And all of that was beautiful, but I knew that my body was changing, and I knew that I needed to make a change. Right after that, after I got married and I had my two kids, my weight was just very like it. I almost felt like if I was in a roller coaster. I was yo-yo dieting, and to be honest, I just was, like I said, really, really wanting a change. And so after I had my second boy, I started seeing on Facebook this woman who was thriving in all areas of her life. She talked a little bit about portion control. She talked a little bit about exercising 30 minutes a day. And after a year of just watching her thrive and silently wanting everything that she had, I finally just had courage, jumped in and said, "Hey, I want more information. Can you tell me what it is?" And she said, "Absolutely. I'm going to share with you a nutritional and fitness program that is going to absolutely change your life, but you've got to just lean in and do the work." And so I did. And I jumped into a program called 21 Day Fix. And as you can see in this picture, you could see a bit of my transformation. I did a before and an after, a before and an after, within my 5 years, to show you that it really just takes that one decision to just say, I'm going to do this. And your body literally reacts to those great changes. Now, I will say that in those first 21 days, I lost 7 pounds, 7 inches, and I felt on top of the world. And I wanted to pay that forward so badly because I felt like if every woman deserved to have this gift. I honestly had never done a program with nutrition and fitness at the same time. Um, and I never really had seen such fast results. But more than the fast results, it was who I was becoming in the journey. And I just was loving the woman that I was becoming. So long story short, right after I finished that, I jumped into the next program and I started to share my journey on social media. And people were just asking, like, Susie, what are you doing? I mean, you look great. You've gotten great results. Can you give me more information? And I knew right then and there that this was so much bigger than me because my mess turned into my message. I was able to turn around and say, this is what I knew. This was my past. These are the choices I made. These were my consequences. But now look how I'm turning my life around. And so what I did was I felt that it was just the right thing to do was to become a coach. And I had those doubts like many people do. I was like, am I entitled? Like, am I capable of being a coach? Can I coach other people? I don't have the skills. I don't have the experience. I've never been a coach, but I knew deep down inside that I had a desire to pay this gift forward. And that's all I needed. That was all I needed to say, I'm going to do this. And we'll get into overhead and things like that because that really was just like, wow, this is nothing to like make a career out of this. And that was kind of like what I was seeing. I was seeing women in front of me that were making this a career, that were working on themselves, becoming their better version, but also making an income and contributing to their household. And I was a stay at home mom, bringing in nothing. I wasn't even a substitute teacher at the time. So that was very enticing to me. And so I asked for more information. Like I said, when I became a coach, I leaned into the community. The community gave me all the training. And here I am 5 years later. I'm actually a premier coach, which just means that I have been able to duplicate leaders on my own team, which is great because I see that I'm able to not only pay this forward with health and fitness, but I'm also able to actually create leaders in my own team, which means that they too have been given the gift of financial opportunity, of becoming their better version, and of just creating amazing experiences within their life because of the friendships, because of the personal development and the growth that this gift asks of us. It asks us to take care of ourselves first, it asks us to share it, and it asks us to just do life with the community by just being proof of the products. And we'll get more into that. But that in a nutshell is my story. And I want to go ahead and pass it over to Stacy because maybe you can see yourself in her story too. And I will just end with saying that I hope that tonight you are here with an open mind and an open heart to see if maybe you see a little bit of yourself in our story. And we're here just selflessly wanting to share our story to see if by any chance this can tug at your heart or at your gut enough to say, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to work on myself. And if I already am, I'm going to share it with those that I come across. And if I can earn an income, great. And if I can't, I'm still going to see what this brings me. And if it's not for me, it's not for me. But there's nothing that you lose by venturing into this amazing opportunity. So with that, Stacy, I'd love for you to share a little bit of your story, my friend.
Guys, thank you so much. We want to thank you so very much for joining us tonight. And we are very conscious of time and family and honoring and respecting everybody. So we're going to keep it to about 20 more minutes. So hang tight with us as we just want to give you just a little bit. And basically, we are just sharing what it's done for us. Because at the end of the day, the only way that I will pour into a coaching sneak peek is if I pour back into what was given to me. And so I am a 41-year young mom of two. I have an 11-year-old son, Ryan. I have a 5-year-old little girl, Kenzie. My husband and I have been together since I was 17 years old. And we got married back in 2006. And back in 2002, unfortunately, one of the worst, and now it was the best thing, but back then it was the worst. My father had taken his life back in June 19th, 2002. And with that being said, that was the day that not only he died, I died too. And I didn't really understand that at a young age of 22 years old. And as I navigated weekly therapy every Thursday at 2:30 in the afternoon, I found myself always holding my breath to the next therapy appointment. I wasn't necessarily utilizing the tools that my therapist was teaching me. I literally was holding my breath till the following Tuesday and just spewing out help. There's a difference between spewing and actually applying, which I've learned along the way, but I will never regret those 13 years of therapy, because those 13 years of therapy landed me with a decision when I was pregnant with my daughter. And I had to either continue with therapy. I had a kindergartner at that time and a little munchkin. And going to a weekly therapy appointment was really hard. But I was also battling post-traumatic stress disorder. I was battling probably, I don't ever want to feel that kind of a grief ever again. It was debilitating. It killed me. And I had to learn to do life all over again because my Northern Star had gone. And that was tough because there's no roadmap for grief and there's no roadmap for rebuilding. And so I had this crossroad. And do I stay with therapy and continue on with this new phase of my life? And I got a school-aged kid now and I have a newborn. Or do I start doing something different? And ironically enough, I was stalking two of my friends on Facebook who were friends of mine from high school. And to me, it was an honor that they every once in a while did a post that shared this little journey into their self-growth. And I really appreciated them for that. And I knew it probably took a lot of guts and bravery, but I saw as this progression happened while the 9 months that I was pregnant, I watched these girls 9 months and I saw this smile progress and progress. And I saw realness and I saw them falling and failing, but getting back up. And I was like, what are you doing? I need the Kool-Aid, because it was very attractive to me, because what it was giving me was a beacon of hope. It made me feel good to watch them because it was giving me this tingle tug inside, but it was my job to figure it out. So I landed and I got in here and I made the decision to let go of my therapy, but grab a new type of therapy, insert Beachbody. And from then on, I had a challenge pack. In my first 9 months, I lost 30 pounds. But not only that, I gained friendships. I started growing from a wishbone to a backbone. I started to have my voice. I started to hear my story. And I started to be the leader and the hero to my life. And the story of my father's suicide and the grief and the struggle became the greatest story and not my greatest pain. So with that being said, in a nutshell, for me, yes, the dangle of the carrot was weight loss and it was extraordinary. But the lock-in was to become a coach, because when I was faced with an opportunity to stay or go, because my life hit a crisis wall when my husband's company went on strike, usually we let go of things because we're trying to save money, but I had to keep saving myself. And this was saving me. And I asked my girlfriend, how do I keep this? Because I can't let it go. When normally that's the first thing we do. We let go of something that is extraordinary because times are tough. And I remembered that this was a wave in my life, and it was not a wave that was going to last forever. I needed something in my life that I could handle the waves, the crashes, and the calmness of my life. And that's when I was introduced to coaching, and I was forever changed.
Sorry, I was looking for the mute button. I love it, Stacy. Thanks for sharing your vulnerable journey. Um, can you share with us a little bit about a day in the life of a coach? Because a lot of people wonder, okay, but what exactly does coaching look like? And
Yes.
I love to hear your side of it because Stacy, you're a working mom,
Mm-hmm.
and a wife, and you own your own hair salon. So a lot of people think, well, beach bodies are people that don't work, and that is so untrue. I
Mm-hmm.
think that it's great when people get to see that you love it so much so that even after you work in your own hair salon as a business owner, you still come home and choose to work this business because that's how much it fills you in many areas. Can you share a little bit about what your day looks like?
Yeah. And in a nutshell, I will tell you, a lot of people look at coaching as, girl, I would love to, but it's like one more thing in my life, and I just can't do that one more thing. I will say very firmly with every beat of my heart that this one more thing gave all the other one more things in my life a better relationship with me. And I need you to make sure everybody writes that down, because that's super important. Because if I wasn't a coach and it didn't force me to look and love myself daily, I would never be able to own my own business. Not only that, I would never have taken the leap to own my own business after 14 years of being a hairdresser. And this was the byproduct of COVID. COVID was my blessing. And I think we need to hear more positivity about this pandemic. And I'm going to share with you that this was the best thing that ever happened, because it got me to sit super still with myself. And I asked myself, am I freaking happy? And the answer was no. And I had the guts to leap because I was a coach, because it taught me how to love myself. And I extend it with an invite to as many people as possible, because this was given to me because I became a coach. So a typical day is working on me in the morning, AKA coaching. I get on the no snooze Zoom crew, or sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, and I work out, but I'm doing my personal development every morning. I am working out every morning or in the afternoon. Coaching taught me that I will never not work out. I will always work out. I will always have my nutrition. It taught me that consistency trumps everything in my life. And it is an extension, and it is spreading its wings and webs or whatever into every aspect of my life. Literally, it is. But you have to allow it. You have to allow it. That's the key. You got to see the momentum. So a typical day is working out. A typical day is working my tracker, because I do have other things. I am a mom. I run my own business. I have to do everything on my store, the confirmations, the bookkeeping, the taxes, like all of it. But because of coaching and personal development, my busy life is my best life. It's not stressful. It can be crazy. And yes, it can be stressful, but not the stressful that we're talking about. It's a good stress. It's a good stress because it's bringing a different Stacy to the table. So I work my tracker. I go into the coaching sneak peeks. I lean into our team page. I lean into every opportunity that I can. I don't try to go balls to the wall, but I lean in. I make sure I get into a coaching call. I make sure I check off as many boxes as I can on the tracker. I have built my way into being more consistent, into checking more of the boxes off, because I'm very, very, very connected to what this means for me. And when you know what it means for you, and you are connected emotionally, and that's our job to help you figure that out, you will run to this job because of what it will do to your soul. And a typical day is just doing my best and literally forgetting the rest and being a good human, because Beachbody told me so. And that's it.
I want to just add that for those that don't know what a tracker is, it's
Mhm.
basically a list of duties that we do to just make sure that we're working on ourselves, growing our mindset, and inviting other people to join us. Because, yes, if we don't invite, people tend to shy away from actually taking the courage of saying yes.
Yeah.
But if I were to speak to someone right now who's in this call and is a business owner and already works out, it's still something that you can actually see that is so much bigger than you. You're going to earn a supplemental income and you're going to be so blessed with even more experiences and more friendships that are going to enrich your life in more ways than one, because you're surrounding yourself with people who are already, very positive and focused on health and wellness. So it is a fabulous opportunity for anyone, whether you've never done fitness or whether you have. So with that being said, and I do also want to just say one little thing, the No Snooze Crew, when Stacy talked about that, for those of you that have never heard of that, just so you know, it's a virtual gym. We basically have a link where you just click on it and then you see a lot of us working out in the morning, and it's just another layer of accountability, support, and motivation. All right, so let me jump right in because I know that the time is going by. We're getting there, but I do want to just share that many people always have this, assumption that Beachbody is all about selling, and it isn't. Beachbody requires us to share our journey. That's what they ask us, and the goal is to help people live healthy, fulfilling lives, and all we're doing is paving the way. So by you sharing your daily journey, which many people do as it is, even without being a coach, I run into so many women that I'm like, girl, you'd be such a great coach because you're already doing the things. Why not would you, like, why wouldn't you want to monetize your scroll or monetize your actual sharing of your story? Like, to me, that's just, I feel like if that's, such a beautiful way of, you know earning your income. And then what do we do with that extra income? Not only do we, use it to enhance our life, but what about giving back to the world and contributing and helping in ways that not everyone can financially? It's such a beautiful thing. And I'm going to go right into the team and the trainings, because people can also say, well, I don't know how to share. What do I do? Stace, can you briefly just give what our team and trainings do?
Our team and trainings give you the bread and butter to figuring this out within the pockets of your time in your life. And I want you to know that no one's ever going to come in here and say, have you done this? Have you done that? There is no pressure. And that is a job that I love, because most other jobs give you pressure, deadlines. You're living off of somebody's mission statement. You're working for their mission statement. But our team and our trainings are very simple. They give you every tool for what this means for you. And I'm going to leave it at that, because what this means for you, if you want to earn, if your goal in life is $500 a month, our team and our trainings are going to help you achieve that goal. It's not guaranteed. It is based on your hard work and your diligence. But I will tell you, the tracker that we mentioned, leaning into your coach team calls and having fun in the coach online office and literally finding trainings. This is a figure it out as you go business and asking as you go and tagging along. But my goodness, it is amazing as you just keep going along.
I love it. And I'll just add that you can work from your phone, from your
Yep.
home, and you can work part time jobs.
Mhm.
And you have the amount, like any amount that you want to earn, you can.
Yep.
It's unlimited, and you could earn from $30 a week to six figures. I mean, we're
Yep.
gonna get more into that, but I do just want to throw that out there in case if you're wondering. And I'm gonna
Yep.
go right into that, the costing and the compensation. So briefly, I want to share that we earn an income four ways. Number one is retail. Number two is by your team, whatever it is that your team is producing. Number three is matching bonus. That means that Beachbody gives you a percentage of whatever your team actually does. And the fourth way you could earn an income is by your quarterly bonus. Now, the beautiful thing about this too is, let's say that I just become a coach and I hit my first milestone, I automatically open up or unlock this door to
Mhm.
get free leads, because Beachbody is the only network marketing company that gives you free customers. All those people that buy from the infomercials, They need a coach. So Beachbody basically gives them to us. So the minute you hit your first milestone by just inviting two people and getting two people to sign up under you to do this with you, because it's just funner. So let's say it's your spouse or your mom or your cousin or your BFF, you unlock that door to earn an income with free leads. But then when you get to your second milestone and you become a diamond coach, which is just a terminology, not only do you give yourself a second raise, but then you could literally start just, besides making more income, you then start earning trips in the business. You start earning other things. We have a recognition program. So you start earning other things. Now, let's say that you have someone on your team that also reaches their milestone. You're unlocking more income. And once you get to a certain rank, you get to open up another business center. What does that mean? That I right now have two business centers because I reached that goal. And furthermore, because my spouse is also on this journey with me, I have already from the very get go, from very early on, three ways of making an income with just me helping my husband also on this journey and opening up my second business center. Not to mention all the other ways that I had mentioned before, the four ways you get paid, but it's three streams of income that are coming in to my household because I decided to pay it forward. All right. So you're the one that has to decide how much money you earn. You're the one that puts in the time. You're the one that works. But let's go over briefly, because we're almost at the end of the call. What are common misconceptions? Stacey, can you share with us a bit about common misconceptions that people have?
Yes, I think one of the biggest things is, and this is what I hear, I'm afraid to invite, I don't want to sound salesy. I want you to know that I just had a beautiful conversation with one of my brand new coaches. And what I told her was, she's like, well, can you help me? I need to figure out how to do this. And I said, I want you to let go of selling. I want you to let go of worry. And I want you to invite me for a second. And I want you to share how it's changed you. Listen, in life, you guys, everything has a transaction. Everything has something, right? We're always selling something, a warm hug, a friendship. It doesn't necessarily mean a transaction of dollars, okay? But I want you to understand that there is a difference when you connect with somebody out of what it's done for you, out of a genuine conversation that's so organic and heartfelt. And a salesperson is when they sell you something and you never see them again. So please know that you don't have to worry about selling or sounding salesy, because if you're worried about it, you're never going to do it because you're that worried. Okay. Another misconception is that we have a bunch of them here. Like there's quotas that you have to make a deadline. There's all these things. I see there's questions in the chat about these right now. I think the biggest one is, do I sound salesy? I think that's the biggest misconception. And it's not, it's just not. And I have to say that there are people on this call tonight that Susie and I have invited. And then I welcome to ask you, did we sound salesy to you? The answer was, hell no. We sounded loving and welcoming and like, girl, this is changing my life. Please get in with me. And the best part is, if they don't message me back, I'm going to message them next month because I actually love them and they will come when they're ready.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you get started? You basically just talk to the coach that invited you here. And like Stacey said, we are here to help and serve, so we can go over other misconceptions, but we just kind of want to keep the call short. I'll go back just because there was one that I find that is really important too. A lot of people think that this is high risk or high cost, and it isn't. Actually, the fee to become a coach is just $40, and it actually gets waived by just starting off getting your starter kit. And that starter kit can be very customized. I will also say that you don't have to have anything on stock. There are no monthly quotas that you need to achieve. You're just a proof of the product. You basically use your products and you just share with others. And then the last thing that I do want to share, which is one of the biggest things that just recently happened with Beachbody, is that a lot of people think that network marketing is like a pyramid scheme, and it isn't. we just went public. We're now in the stock market, and we've merged with the former CEO of TikTok, who also created Disney Plus, to actually even grow more. So if you literally wanted to go and check out the compensation plan of Beachbody, you can Google it and see that this is not a scheme at all. All right, so getting started is just basically talking to the coach that invited you. And I'm going to close the call with a few short words of just how it's changed my life. And then Stacy will do so as well. So I would say that the biggest thing that has changed in my life is, besides obviously contributing to my household, meanwhile, I am working from home, which is the biggest blessing because I get to be with my kids very present. I love the freedom that it's given me about my nutritional choices because I've learned so much on what works for me and what doesn't. Beachbody offers two nutrition programs. I'm actually certified as a master coach in both programs. So it's gifted me with freedom on what works best for me. I've learned so much about my health and fitness journey. I love that it has allowed me to become this woman that works out because I get to, not because I have to. It's shifted my mind, it's shifted my perspective. And above all, I would have to say that the community has been the biggest game changer because before I joined Beachbody, I honestly was not a person that had a lot of friends at the time. And I had lost myself. I became very into just being that mom that Susie had to just live for the kids. And now I have beautiful friendships that have enriched my life, experiences that I can't even begin to tell you. I've earned trips. It's even helped me in my marriage. So, in a nutshell, that is what absolutely I can walk away and say that has changed my life. Stacy, close out the call. Please share how it's changed your life.
Yep. Short and sweet. It brought me back to life. That is as simple as it gets. I'm telling you that when my father died, I lost who I was. And I have to tell you, and people, I said this in the beginning of the call. I said it was the worst and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And as much as I would love my father back, God love him, I really love who I am today from the fall. I love who I am because Beachbody made me put the therapy tools to work. But Beachbody gave me friends, a platform to be really consistent, to own my BS, to give my heart a chance to heal the way that I really needed to. It's opened a door for me to be the hero. I wanted to be the hero and the voice of my life. That was important to me. Insert truly inspired hair studio. Insert coaching opportunity. I have two beautiful passions. I don't have two beautiful jobs. I have two beautiful passions. I live by my passion. I live by what is organically making my soul happy. And I think more people need to get on that train. So, what it's done for me, I have a voice in this world. I have a purpose. I have a placement. And I have value. And I actually just said that with a whole hell of a lot of confidence. And that's what Beachbody does. So if you want to have it change your life, get on the train because that's what it's done for me. And we want to thank you guys for being here on this call. And we want you to know something. We were only a few steps ahead of you. Let me tell you that. We are only a few steps ahead of you. And when you join our family, you sit in a campfire with us. There is no one above you, below you. We are together. It is a unit. And we challenge you to get started sooner than later. We challenge you to get started with you sooner than later. The business makes you get better at you. That's why we're here. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to say this. There are people that sign up as challengers and do our challenge group, and that is lovely. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something special about leveling it up and saying, darn it, I'm going to be a coach. Because you know why? With me becoming a coach, and I know Susie can say it too, it's the first and the last time I've never quit on myself because of coaching. When I was a challenger, I gave myself a little back door to sneak off. I don't want to sneak off in my life. And if that's how you feel and you're like, dang, then lean into it. Listen to the whisper that talked to you tonight in this call. Listen Feel the vibe, hear the energy. Guys, I would sacrifice another hour with you. I would sacrifice a million hours with you to share with you how awesome this is, but I'd rather you get going and stand next to us. It is easy to do this business. It is easy to do this business. It's harder to stay where you are now if something is not right. And let me tell you too, I'm 41 and I don't know how old everybody here is on the call, but I don't know if I'm ever going to have another opportunity to really make this life the best life. I don't know if I'm going to have an opportunity like this to be like, here, go do it and go be happy. It does take hard work. We're not going to lie. It takes consistency. It takes leaning in. You do not do this business, by the way, by yourself. You do it with us as a unit. So if you like that and you have a dream, we can help you figure out what this coaching business means for you on an emotional level. And that will be how you drive your business.
I love it, Stacey.
You.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Absolutely. It's about contributing, it's about impact, it's about, really just going after a passion with a mission to help others. And in turn, we are going to be so blessed, so rewarded. And it's just, something that we're very passionate about because it's obviously changed our lives. We choose to sacrifice our time to be here with you, to share it with you. And if it's not for you, maybe you know someone that you can say, this is exactly what someone that I know needs. So with that, we'll let you go. I hope you all have a blessed night. Thank you for being a part of our night. We wanted to keep it short and sweet, but if you have any other questions or anything that you want to talk about, just reach out to us. We're here to help you. All right, guys, have a beautiful night. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Bye-bye.